Come on, man.
How you dummies doing? Yeah, good morning in that. It is Uncle Lou here. That's right. That's right. The rumors are true. All right, Georgia and Kentucky coming on at noon. Got Clemson and North Carolina. The Michigan-Wisconsin game. We're going to keep an eye on Iowa State and Cincinnati too. That could end up being a pretty good game. How's everybody doing? Happy Saturday, week 6. Week 6, that's right. Week 6. Now, if none of these games end up being any good, if they're blowouts or whatever, then I may end this stream at halftime. We'll see how it goes. I'm streaming tonight at 7:30 for the Florida State-Miami game, so be back on 7:30 tonight right here on YouTube either way. And then the Patreon stream today is at 3:30 for Alabama and Vabdu. And Texas and Florida play at 3:30. So long day of streaming here for Uncle Lou. Started at 9 o'clock this morning with the kickoff show. Went a couple hours on there. Took a little bit of a break. And now here I am. Right back on YouTube. I don't know. Too much Uncle Lou might not be good for you, but we're going to test that theory today. By streaming for like 15 hours today. I'm an absolute beast. Keep that in mind. I don't recommend y'all try streaming for 15 hours. I'm a professional and highly trained too. A highly trained professional idiot, which is why I'm able to do this so easily. But I don't necessarily recommend it. For y'all. All right, Georgia taking the field in Athens. Home game for the Dogs this week. Lost at home last week to Alabama. 3-point loss for the whatever it is, 100th time in a row they've lost to Bama. Wisconsin and Michigan. Michigan still just has the one loss, which came on the road at Oklahoma. Wisconsin is 2-2. And then North Carolina and Clemson. This is like the get right bowl or can't get right bowl. Both of these teams are absolute dog shit. Clemson and North Carolina are so bad. We should put up a poll though. Let's see. Let's put up a poll here. Better college coach right now. Doo-boo. Belichick. There you go. Give you another poll to vote in since y'all love voting. Michigan about to take the field. College game day is wrapping up over here. Theo Vaughn, of course, took Vanderbilt because he has a crush on Diego Poverty's mother. Everyone else took Bama in the college game day game. Yeah. We did a poll at the beginning of the show for the bet for y'all, the comment section bet. It was a first half bet in the Wisconsin-Michigan game, and y'all voted Michigan minus 10 in the first half. So I put a bet in on Michigan minus 10 in the first half. We'll see if the comment section can start the day out 1-0 for the Paylou. Well, it's no longer a movement. It's a revolution at this point. It's the Paylou revolution on the Beat the Bookie routine, and we'll see if y'all can help me out with that today. Y'all said take Michigan minus 10 in the first half, so that's what I went ahead and did. I had to. It's sad how Wisconsin versus Michigan used to be a legit dogfight game, and now nobody gives a shit. Yeah, well, Wisconsin's been bad ever since Luke Fickell has ruined Wisconsin. Wisconsin used to win 9 or 10 games in their sleep. They were kind of like Penn State is now. Wisconsin was that way for a long time. They were winning 9, 10 games a year. They never won anything more than that, but they were winning 9 or 10 games a year. But they didn't hire Luke Fickell. This guy can't win 7 games. You know, ruined them. What's up, Mike? Nizzy? Crazy Skier, Marlon Mealer, Justin Ashley, Heather Tiller, Todd Webb, Scott Macklish, Bowman is here, Todd Webb, NX Body, Matt Dummett. Kentucky is a basketball skew. They're not even really that anymore. They're not even that good at basketball lately, are they? Jason Keller says he's fat. Well, it's never too late to do something about that, bud. Being fat is a choice, my man. Being fat is a choice, and I don't want to hear nothing about some make-believe thyroid problem either. I think Bama wins the Bama-Vandy game. All right, Georgia game getting ready to start here. It's going to be the first of the 3 games to start. Kentucky will kick things off. Georgia will have the ball first. Kick into the end zone for a touchback. We made a sleeper pick with the help of the comment section on the kickoff show this morning, and Zachariah Branch was one of the picks that we took on our sleeper play. If y'all haven't downloaded the sleeper app yet, by the way, let's put it up on the screen. Where is it? Where is you? There you go. If y'all haven't downloaded the sleeper app yet, if you download it today, create an account, use the promo code LOU, L-O-U, they're going to give you a free $20. You can make a $20 play. You don't even have to deposit any money. Just download the app. There's Zachariah Branch on the first play of the game. Short gain, though, on a hitch pass. Gains about 2. Download the sleeper app, create an account, use promo code LOU, L-O-U, and they're going to give you $20. You don't have to deposit anything at all. It's just a free $20, and you can make a free $20 play today over on the sleeper app. See if you can win yourself some money watching these college football games. But we did take Zachariah Branch in one of those plays. Zachariah Branch over 44 receiving yards. All right, 2nd and 9 now for the Dogs. Gunner in a shotgun back to throw. Complete on a curl across the 30, out of bounds, close to a first down. I think they got it. Looks like Dylan Bell with the catch that time for the Dogs. North Carolina and Clemson just underway. Clemson with the ball first. A double pass on the first play of the game is going to be a touchdown for the Taters. They threw a hitch pass, and then the wide receiver threw it to another wide receiver on a go route down the sideline, and Clemson's up early in that one, 7-0. 11 seconds into the game, the Taters take the lead, which is great for the Paylou Revolution. We've got Clemson minus 14 in that one. Gunner Stockton on a quarterback keep on 3rd and 2, picks up the first down out to the 40. 1st and 10 Dogs at their own 40. Georgia 42, Kentucky Fried Chicken 14. You know, Georgia hasn't had a lead at halftime in their last 8 games against Power 4 opponents. The last 8 games Georgia has played against the Power 4, they've either been losing at halftime or tied at halftime. They haven't had a lead in a long time at halftime against the Power 4 opponent. Last year on the road at Texas was the first time Georgia had the lead. Gunner scrambles out to the right. Gonna have to throw it away. Nowhere to go with the ball. It's going to be 2nd and 10 now. 13:07 to go in the first quarter. Michigan's going to kick off to start their game against Wisconsin. That game's in Michigan. That kick goes out of the end zone for a touchback. Gunner was under pressure right away on that first down play. Had to scramble and throw it away. 2nd and 10 Dogs, 13:07. North Carolina now with the ball. Clemson scored on the first play of the game. They're up 7-0 in that one. Gunner's going to hand it off to Chauncey Bowens, tries to get to the edge and does. Stiff arms a man and tackled after a gain of about 13. We need to see a lot more Chauncey Bowens and a lot less Nate Frazier. I don't give a shit if I ever see Nate Frazier again. I'm going to be honest. I appreciate Nate Frazier for what he did in the second half against Clemson last year in week 1, but since then he's been nothing but a massive disappointment to me. And I don't see any upside in playing him over Chauncey Bowens. Nate Frazier is a speed back with no speed. I don't need to see him anymore. Plus, he's a fumble machine. So, that being said, he's in the game now. Pass complete over the middle. Is that Elias Williams, that true freshman tight end? Who is that? Yeah, that's Elias Williams, the true freshman tight end. On the ground on 2nd and 2, Georgia gains a yard. Nate Frazier, I don't understand that. You've got Chauncey Bowens and Josh McCray, and on 2nd and 2, you run Nate Frazier up the middle. This is the kind of shit that drives me up the wall. The rotation of players that just doesn't make any sense to me. Cash Jones in on that 4th and 1 last week instead of Bowens or McCray. Nate Frazier now running up the middle instead of Bowens or McCray. Now they've got McCray in the game on 3rd and 1. They give him the ball, and of course he gets the first down because he knows what the fuck he's doing down to the Kentucky 30. The wide receiver rotation, and the wide receiver rotation at Georgia's been this way for years. You play one play as a wide receiver at Georgia, you immediately come out of the game. And another wide receiver goes in. Then he comes out and another one goes. I don't understand. There's got to be 2 or 3 wide receivers on Georgia who are some amount better than the next 2 or 3. Okay, leave those motherfuckers in the game. I don't understand. Anyway, let me stop complaining. I'm mad already. They're going to hand this one off to Chauncey Bowens. Huge hole inside the 20, 15, down to the 11 or 12-yard line, about a 25-yard gain for Chauncey Bowens. Good-looking drive here to start the game for Georgia. They're in the red zone now, 1st and 10 at the Kentucky 12. Clemson still up 7-0. Wisconsin with the ball, 1st and 10. They're on the Michigan 30. No, they're on their own 38, 39-yard line. First down completion, though, out across the 40. So Wisconsin up near midfield now, the first possession of the game. 1st and 10 Dogs. Chauncey Bowens is your running back. They're on the Kentucky 12. Gunner in a shotgun. Snap. Nope. Wants to talk to the line of scrimmage. Now he lines up. Now he's ready. Bunch formation for the Dogs. Snap. They're going to hand it to Bowens. He's tackled from behind. Barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Might have lost a yard. As a Tennessee fan, it seems that Georgia only cares about reps with running backs, not down and distance. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely fucking ridiculous. You got a 3rd down back that plays on 1st down. You got 1st down backs that play on passing downs. You rotate wide receivers in and out like it's a fucking turnstile. I don't understand. Noah Thomas is on a milk cart, and you go out, you pay $2 million for Noah Thomas. He can't get on the field. Elo Mendoza was supposed to be the answer for pass rush. Georgia's got 4 sacks the entire fucking season. Zachariah Branch again breaks a tackle at the 10, pushed out of bounds around the 6 or 7 yard line. 3rd down and about 5 coming up now for the Dogs. Really, Lou, that's what you put for the chat poll options? Can you at least try to show you're less butthurt? What would I be butthurt about with Dabo, Swinney, and Bill Belichick? 2 coaches that can't beat Georgia. What goes on in between your ears? Nothing? What the fuck would I have to be butthurt about with Dabo, Swinney, or Bill Belichick? Are you mentally retarded? Touchdown, Gunner Stockton. Does that make you butthurt? Georgia's going to take the early lead here against Kentucky. I don't understand what your mental problems might be. Christian Fields. Really, Lou, that's what you put for the chat poll? Can you at least try to show you're less butthurt? I'd love to know what I'm butthurt about when it comes to Clemson and North Carolina, 2 teams that can't win a fucking game. The Trolls are dumber this year. They do seem to get dumber every single year. That's a fact. Here comes the extra point for the Dogs. Snap, hold, kick is good, and Georgia's going to take a 7-0 lead with 8:51 to go in the first quarter. Kentucky versus Georgia can be heard on TuneIn Radio. Well, if you want to pay me a bunch of money, I'll advertise that for you. Short of that, though, shut the fuck up about where else other people can go. You go there then. If it's so great, then why aren't you there? Instead, you're here. At least you were. Now you're not. Boy, Tylenol sales must be through the roof this week. Man, I done dropped the ball on the P.O. Box thing. I was supposed to go 2 weeks ago, didn't go. Then I forgot to go again this week. I'm going to try to remember to go on Monday. But there's a lot of shit at the P.O. Box, and that's on me. I don't even have a valid excuse to give you. It's just 100% completely my fault. I haven't gone in like 2 weeks. Do you know how much dick riding ESPN is going to do if Dabo blows out North Carolina? I don't know why. I thought ESPN only dick rides about the SEC. I thought they hated the ACC and didn't care about it. So why would they? Y'all are starting to get your conspiracy theories confused. Good morning to Nat Paylou. In addition to that as well, everybody hit the like button. Hope everybody has a good day. Yeah, the bets I have on the noon games, I've got Georgia minus 20. I've got Clemson minus 14. The chat section voted, and the bet on the Michigan game is Michigan minus 10 in the first half, which ain't looking good because Wisconsin's in the red zone. And I've got, what's the other one? I feel like I've got one more. What is it? Cincinnati minus 1 against Iowa State. Yeah, Wisconsin just scored. Oh, let me fix the scoreboard, see if we can fit the scores on there a little better. There we go. Lou, are you going to pull an all-day stream? Well, I'm streaming on Patreon at 3:30 for Alabama, Vandy, Texas, and Florida, and I'm streaming on YouTube tonight at 7:30 for Miami, Florida State. I'm going to attempt to stream these noon games, but if they're not interesting, I might shut this stream down at halftime. We'll see. Or if the trolls continue to ask dumber and dumber questions, never-ending type of cycle on that, I might just shut it down. Or if nobody hits the thumbs up, I might just shut it down. Or if I just get mad for no reason, I might shut it down. Lou, the Saudis are buying the Big Ten. Your thoughts? Well, they're not buying the Big Ten. I mean, I know what you're talking about, but they're not buying the Big Ten. They're investing in the Big Ten. Maybe. But the Saudis are buying everything. The Saudis have more money than things there are to buy on this world. So they're buying up everything. But I don't care who owns. I don't care about TV contracts. I don't care who owns what TV network. I don't care what network a game comes on. I don't care about any of that. I care about the games. Metal Rules, thank you for the super chat. He says, as a USC fan, I'm ripping my hair out. Fuck Lincoln Riley, who lost another close game. The defense made some strides last year, but is back to the same old crap this year. Yeah, I mean, game on the line, and you let Illinois go down the field and kick game-winning field goal. Same old shit. Lincoln Riley every year. Second down coming up for Kentucky. Georgia scored on the opening possession. They're up 7-0. Clemson also scored on their opening possession. They're up 7-0 over North Carolina. And Wisconsin scored on the opening possession over here. They're up 7-0 over Michigan early in that one. 2nd and 3 coming up now for Kentucky. A shotgun for the Cal zone. Snap. Hands it off. Left tackle. Finds a crease. Picks up the first down. Needed 3. Gained 5. 1st and 10 Kentucky. Are you going to do some gnarly nachos for the game day again? Not today, no. Chicken wings and French fries today. First and 10, Kentucky, they're on their own 37. The Calzone's in a shotgun, play action, under pressure, gets a, of course, God damn it, man. Georgia can't get a sack to save their life. Georgia's got to be dead last in the country in sacks. What do they have, 4 all year? And you know what else? Joel Aguero is dog shit. Is that who, or who? That's not even Joel Aguero. Who was that? Oh, that was Chris Cole. And he's the only person we have that can come close to getting a sack, and he just blew one. How do you get juked out by the fucking Calzone? Georgia is fucking dog shit. You have 4 goddamn sacks all year. You got a wide open line to Zach Calzada, and you get juked out by Zach fucking Calzada. Now, it's a penalty on Kentucky. They had an ineligible player downfield, but holy shit. When it comes to sacking the quarterback, there can't be anybody worse in the country than Georgia. They're absolute dog shit. Empty backfield, 5 wide on 1st and 15. Pass complete behind the line of scrimmage. Short gain, shoved out of bounds after about 2, maybe 3 yards. North Carolina did manage a field goal, but now the Taters are all the way back down in the red zone. And no, they scored. I thought he stepped out of bounds. No, touchdown Adam Randall for Clemson, and they're going to take a 14-3, well, 13-3. The extra point will make it 14-3 over North Carolina with 9 minutes to go in the first quarter. 2nd and 13 for Kentucky. The Calzone in a shotgun snap, hands it off right up the middle, has a hole across the 40 to the 41. It's going to be 3rd and about 6 now coming up for Kentucky. Florida has less sacks than Georgia. Do they? Well, I find that hard to believe. They've got a good defense. It's Cutter Boley, not Calzada. Oh, well, I'm going to call him the Calzone anyway. Going deep. Threw it out of bounds, incomplete on 3rd and 6. Went for a long one down the sideline. Not a good throw by Boley, which I'm going to keep calling the Calzone anyway. Incomplete. Kentucky will have to punt it on 4th and 6. UJ can't stop a nosebleed. Well, Kentucky's punting from their own 37-yard line, so you might want to rethink that. Subbed Uncle Louie knows what he's talking about. Yeah, I know stuff. That is true. I do know stuff. Very excited to be going to the Indiana-Oregon game. Unfortunately, I'll likely be missing the Patreon giveaway. Well, it looks like it's going to occur over more than one day because the last time I checked the poll, the vote was for 4 different giveaways instead of one. So I'm giving $1,000 away on Patreon and letting them decide how I give it away. I put a poll up, and right now the poll, it looks like it's going to be 4 giveaways of $250 each. If that's the case, then I'll split it up for the people who aren't able to be there on the 11th. Big mistake there. What happened? What did I miss? Georgia Fair caught the ball at the... Tell me you're lying. Georgia Fair caught the ball at the 3-yard line? Please tell me. Who was it? Zachariah? I'm glad I didn't see that. I would have jumped out of this chair. Are you kidding me? Never catch the ball inside the 5-yard line, ever, under any circumstances. Never mind a fair catch. What are we doing? What are we doing? They teach you that in Pee Wee football. Do not catch a punt. In Pee Wee football, they tell you inside the 10 or 10-yard line. Don't catch a punt inside the 10-yard line. Don't do it. Just let it hit the ground. 9 times out of 10, it's going to go in the end zone for a touchback. Is there going to be that rare occasion where it gets downed on the 1-yard line? Yeah, but mostly it's going to go into the end zone for a touchback. Worst case scenario, you try to do that and you fumble the fucking ball right there at the 3-yard line. You never catch a ball on a punt on the goddamn 3-yard line. What in the fuck? And why would you fair catch it? Usually they if they're going to do something stupid, they're trying to catch it and make some kind of a return from there. Why in the fuck would you fair catch the ball at the 3? This shit don't make no sense. Clemson did go on to score 14-3 is the score there. They're up 11 over North Carolina with 8:54 to go in the first. Still 7-0 Wisconsin up over Michigan. Michigan does have the ball. They're on their own 40-yard line, 1st and 10. Bryce Underwear in a shotgun. Hands it off. Stiff arms a man. Stiff arms a second man. Makes a third man miss. And then shoved out of bounds after a gain of about 5. Justice Haynes is one of the best running backs on the planet. 5-yard gain from Justice Haynes. I've noticed an incline on unjustified timing out on the channel. Mods need to get some anger management. Nah, you don't want to drug test them. Uncle Lou, you have the best college football channel on YouTube. Well, I don't know about that. I have the best comment section. This is a pretty average channel, to be honest. It's a miracle I've somehow managed to do this for 11 years. He knew he fucked up as soon as he did it. What are you doing, man? Ship your ass back to the West Coast, man. You can be about with the dumb shit. What are you doing? Fair catching the ball on the 3-yard line, man. They tell you that in Pee Wee football. Man, Georgia might be in a bad way. Georgia might be in a bad way. All right, let's see if they can go down and score again and get me in. Uh-oh, big play, Michigan. Justice Haynes. If y'all, boy, I think Justice Haynes is the best running back in football. I love Jeremiah Love at Notre Dame, and he finally had a good game last week against Arkansas, and he might be more talented overall. Justice Haynes is having an unbelievable year. Gunner back to throw from his own end zone, going deep down the sideline, good coverage. Overthrown, intended for Colby Young all the way down near midfield. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Dogs. Purdue is more competitive this year. Yeah, they're still pretty much dog shit. Michigan State, too, is a lot better this year. I like Michigan State to cover today against Nebraska. Heisman? For who? Justice Haynes? Yeah, well, it's always hard for a running back to win it, but I think him, Ahmad Hardy at Missouri, and Jeremiah Love at Notre Dame are 3 running backs to keep an eye on. There's a nice-looking throw and catch on a slant. London Humphreys, the great white hope, with the catch over the middle for the Dogs. 1st and 10, Georgia. I'm sitting down because I'm not even supposed to be streaming right now. I'm streaming at 3:30 on Patreon and 7:30 on YouTube. I'll be standing up for those games. I won't be sitting down in this one long either, but I'm trying to force myself to sit down for these early games. I wasn't going to stream the noon games today, but y'all wouldn't leave me alone about it, so here I am. And I'm trying to sit down. If I'd have saw that fucking fair catch, I'd probably be standing up right now. 1st and 10, Georgia. They're going to hand it off to Bowens. Not a lot of room. Tackled at the line of scrimmage for no gain. 2nd and 10, Georgia on their own 22. Calm down. Don't tell me to... You calm down. Don't tell me to calm down. You calm down. Now Monroe Freeling's hurt too. I might have to go to Athens and play offensive line. This shit is getting out of hand. Monroe Freeling's out now. Ernest Green's already out. Juan Gaston barely knows what he's doing. We have a coach's son playing center because we're retarded. Gunnar Stockton pass complete to Nate Frazier. Cross your fingers. Oh, my God. He made a man miss, and he didn't fumble. And he got a first down. All right, now take him out of the game. That's it. He's due for a fumble. Now Nate Frazier is limping. I don't want anybody to be hurt, ever. I don't want anybody to be hurt. But let's get Nate Frazier out of the game and let him rest that leg up. Be fine with me. I don't need to see him anyway. Just seeing Nate Frazier makes me mad. Same thing with Talon Taylor. I didn't want him to get hurt, but he did. And now he's out for the year. So it is what it is. But the guy can't catch a cold. So, I mean, it's addition by subtraction. Because you know they're going to play him if he's healthy because they're stupid. The coaches, I mean. The coaches are retarded. They're going to put these bad players in no matter what. So the only way to get them out of the game is for them to get hurt. I don't want them to get hurt. I don't ever want anybody to get hurt on any team. But it's not like it's some massive blow that Talon Taylor can't play today. Hit the like button for Woo. Yeah, y'all better hit the like button, because if I check how many likes there are and I don't like it, I might rage quit. And to make matters worse, I'll quit before I rage, so you won't even get to see it. Pass complete in the backfield to Zachariah Branch, makes the first man miss, second man miss, third man miss, and ends up with an 8-yard gain. It's going to be 3rd and 1. Someone said Gunner throwing motion is like Tim Tebow. I don't even really know what that means. Does Tim Tebow have some kind of weird throwing motion or something? Manifesting a Stockton interception, says some potato in the comment section. First down, Georgia. 2:45 to go in the first quarter. They're up 7-0 over Kentucky. Clemson out to a 14-3 lead on the road at North Carolina. And Wisconsin and Michigan all tied up at 7. What's the Iowa State situation? Cincinnati's up 10-0 over Iowa State. I have Cincinnati -1 in that one. So we're looking good there. Muschamp needs to come back. GS needs help. Who's GS? Yeah, I hated to lose Muschamp. I mean, Muschamp's a terrible head coach, but he's a great defensive mind. Gunner back to throw on 2nd and 10. Going to take off running. Gain of about 8. 2nd and 2. No, 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2 coming up now for the Dogs. Right near midfield. Hugh Freeze needs to be jailed, by the way. Well, he was hiring prostitutes for underage kids. I don't know why nobody talks about that, especially given how many people pretend to be obsessed with child trafficking and they pretend to care about all that. But you never hear anybody talk about that with Hugh Freeze. I don't. It's like people just forget that happened. Wisconsin with the ball after Michigan tied it up 1st and 10. They keep it on the ground for a gain of about 2. 2nd and 8 coming up. Just under 6 minutes to go in the first quarter of that one. Michigan 7, Wisconsin 7. Other two games are on a commercial break. And Cincinnati's up 10-0 over Iowa State. Tebow has a terrible throwing motion. They're trolling you. Oh. Blocking my comments, LOL. I haven't blocked any comments, LOL. I'm here, and the mouse is way up where I can't even reach the mouse, so it's just another case of you being retarded, I think. That's usually the most obvious answer is the correct one, so it's probably you being a retard, because no one has blocked any of your comments. Now, sometimes YouTube doesn't show your comments, depending on what you type, but I haven't blocked any of your comments. I don't even know who you are or care. I want Hugh Freeze gone. Give us James Franklin, says Auburn man. Dang. Michigan has no defense. Well, they're in big trouble if that's true, because that's literally all they have. Man, Kentucky is atrocious. Georgia by 40. Kentucky is bad. What's up, Lou? Do you think the Dogs cover today? I hope so. I bet Georgia -20. Georgia going 7-5. You won't bet $1 on that. Even if you had $1, you wouldn't bet $1 on that. But you are a Notre Dame fan. You've got 2 losses, so your season ended 3 weeks ago. I don't even know why you're still here. If Bama losses, I'll change my name to Uncle Lou's son. No. I wouldn't claim you. I'd demand a paternity test. Fuck your retarded quotes. Getting mad equals more views, says Zanino. Iowa State making the Big 12 look bad. Or maybe Cincinnati's making the Big 12 look good? Maybe. They're both Big 12 teams. Michael Lynn was timed out by Big Kennard 1 for 300 seconds. Keep telling yourself Notre Dame is in the playoffs if they win out 100%. Well, they're not in the playoffs 100% if they win out. That's not true at all. Lou, will Georgia win another title? Whatever? I'll go way out on a limb and say yes, that at some point ever again, Georgia will win another natty, yeah. You think they never will win another one? That's a weird question. It implies that you think that they won't ever win another natty from now to the end of time. We need to get the thumbs up to at least 300. How many people are watching this shit show? Is Lou a Bad Bunny fan? I couldn't name one Bad Bunny song. I didn't even know who it was until they announced it for the Super Bowl. I don't even know if I'd ever heard of them. FSU will win out. Let's bet, Lou. When you learn how to spell basic words, I'll make a bet with you. If you can type one comment without any misspelled words or punctuation errors, I'll consider making a bet with you. Until then, I don't bet with 8-year-olds. You got to be of legal age. And nobody of legal age types like that. Lou, do you think Alabama missed Justice Haynes? Oh, yeah. Well, especially with Jam Miller. You know, they were without Jam Miller for the first 3 or 4 games, too. So, yeah, they obviously miss him. That's not a knock on Bama. You can't keep everybody in today's college football. People don't like to wait or don't like to share carries. I'm not even knocking Bama, but yeah, anybody would love to have Justice Haynes. Never seen anyone misspell win before. That's impressive. They'll blame it on... I like when they misspell words and then blame it on autocorrect. I'm like, you understand that autocorrect takes misspelled words and spells them correctly. It doesn't take words that are spelled correctly and then spell them wrong. Like, that's literally the point of autocorrect. It's just that you don't know how to spell. First and goal, Georgia now. On the 6, Gunnar Stockton throws into the end zone a fade over the head of Colby Young, which is hard to do because he's 6'5". Fuck you, Shane Cup, says Tyler from Spartanburg 69. All right. Why are we hiding people? Stop hiding people. Gunnar Stockton with another touchdown. Georgia's going to take a 14-0 lead. If you hide somebody and it's on accident, then you need to immediately unhide them. And so, I mean, I'd prefer you didn't accidentally hide anybody, but if you do accidentally hide somebody, you need to purposely unhide them immediately. It was you that got hidden, Cookie. Where was this team last week? Same place they are today. They were playing Alabama last week, not Kentucky. That makes a difference, believe it or not. Who you're playing matters. Can they unhide Dabo? Michigan and Wisconsin still tied at 7. Clemson has scored again to take a 21-3 lead over North Carolina. So feeling pretty good on our bets so far, except for the one y'all made. Y'all took Michigan -10 in the first half. That's not looking good. I took Clemson -14. That looks good. Georgia -20. That looks good. And Cincinnati -1, which also looks good. So, what are these usernames? Yeah. Well, I can't even figure it out half the time. Yeah, I can't even figure it out half the time. Like this guy, Turtleneck Gang. I mean, now I have a couple of turtlenecks. I mean, that's fine, but I never considered making my entire online identity around turtlenecks. That's a little weird. Cincy up 17-0 now. Are they? Oh, yeah, they just scored. Yep, you're right. Seeing it now. Wow. Garrett says, nice channel, Lou. Yeah, thank you. I built it from scratch. Built it with my bare hands. Yeah. Yeah, I had to. Yeah, I don't know what Michigan's doing. Bryce Underwear just got sacked, or was that an incomplete pass? I don't think it was a sack. All the way back at his 5-yard line. Uh-oh, Kentucky with a big play. That wasn't good. 2nd and 5, Kentucky hits a long one here. The hell happened there? Just a quick throw out in the flat to a wide receiver, and they didn't have enough people out there. They were misaligned or something, Georgia was that time. There was nobody out there to make the play. Big gain for Kentucky down into Georgia territory. Notre Dame Noah is a low-effort troll. Yeah, those are the worst kind, too. I like the creative trolls that are actually funny. The low-level ones, they're a dime a dozen. They're everywhere. There's millions of them. Notre Dame Noah was timed out by Jay Shipes for 300 seconds. Can we ban Notre Dame Noah? He keeps saying the same thing over and over again. Well, he just got timed out for spamming. So if he comes back again and does it again, we'll just time him out for 24 hours. So if he does, but only if he comes back with the spamming thing. He got timed out for, how long did you time him out for, Jay? I think it was 5 minutes, it said. So if he's timed out for 5 minutes, he'll be back in 5 minutes and 5 seconds, trust me. And if he keeps spamming the chat again, then just time him out for 24 hours, and he can come back tomorrow for the Your Season Is Over video. Kid wants attention. If he wants attention, then he can try to figure out who his dad is and see if he can figure it out and see if his dad will give him some. But that's not my job. Not my job. North Carolina backed up on their own 5-yard line. Back to throw from the end zone. Gets rid of it. Incomplete. It's going to be 4th and 11. They're going to be punting from their own end zone. Oh, shit, North Carolina is. 21-3, the Taters all over North Carolina. Why the dysfunction in the chat today? I don't know. Can I get a 5-star dummy, please? If I see a 5-star dummy, I'll give you one, yeah. His dad disowned him. Yeah, he was probably dropped off at a fire station the day he was born. Would be my guess on that. Trucking with Jeter says, honest take, Lou, how does Florida beat Texas today, and do they use DJ Uiagalelei or give the backup a chance? I would stick with Lagway, but I would run the ball, is what I would do. I'm a 5-star who picked Iowa State on the morning show, even after I warned you. 5-star dummy. All right, there you go. We found one. If you spam, at least use the super chat. Yeah, if you're gonna spam, you can. You're only allowed to spam if you attach a super chat to it every single time. Other than that, one of the mods is just gonna time you out. Here's the thing about spamming. Two things about spamming the chat. Number one, it's just annoying. It's annoying to everybody in the chat, and it's annoying to me when I'm trying to read the chat. That's number one. Number two, if you type something and no one responds to it, typing it 10 times in a row isn't likely to change that. What you need to focus on is typing something interesting that people want to respond to. But if you type something that's so retarded nobody responds to it, typing it over and over again doesn't make it any less retarded, and therefore doesn't increase the chances of anyone responding to it. It just increases the chances of you getting laughed at and put in timeout. Another big play from Kentucky. They're going to score a slant route to the tight end, and there was nobody near him. He walked into the end zone untouched. That was not a good defensive series from Georgia there. Kentucky went right down the field. I'm not sure what happened there. That was a bad series there. The tight end goes in motion and just nobody picks him up. I'm not sure what happened here. The middle of the field is just empty. Look, there's nobody there. Not sure what happened there. Blown coverage or whatever. Good morning, Lou. Tuning in from Bar Harbor, Maine. Maine? Dang. Why didn't you go to Augusta, Maine? That might be an idea to do. I've never been to Maine. There was hold by the Cottoner. Oh. Well, that makes perfect sense now that you've told me that. Why was Bobo not covering that guy? Yeah. No one has been to Maine. Yeah. Yeah. Clemson with the ball in a 21-3 lead, going deep into the end zone. Did he catch that? No, intercepted. Oh, no, they're going to call it incomplete. The receiver and the corner were both fighting for the ball as they fell out of the back of the end zone, so the referees ruled it incomplete. But that was a wild-looking play here in the Clemson, North Carolina game. Yeah, they both had the ball. Look at this. That is crazy. They both caught the. That's a wild play. That's a wild play in that Clemson, North Carolina game. 14-7, Kentucky on the board now in the second quarter. Georgia with a touchdown lead. Kentucky set to kick off here. Lou, do you see Vandy being an issue for Bama? No, I think Bama will beat them. Fair catch on the kickoff. Georgia will have the ball on the 20. Good thing we got a DB coach from USC. It's really paying off. Yeah. Yeah. might have been the linebacker's fault, actually, on that last touchdown pass. It looks like the linebackers got sucked up inside on play action, and the tight end ran right where they were supposed to be. Oscar Delpa in motion. Gunner pump fakes in the pocket. Throws caught across the middle out to the 45, 46-yard line. Dylan Bell with the catch that time. 1st and 10, Georgia. Nice looking throw and catch there. Hiring any defensive staff that Lincoln Riley has ever had a conversation with is concerning. Yeah. Oh, shit. 1st and 10, Georgia on their own 46 here. Handoff. Looks like Josh McCray, I think. Across midfield to the 49. It is, or was that Bowens? I can't tell. No, Nate Frazier. Why is he in the game? See what I mean? They put Nate Frazier in the game and run up the middle. Why? Why? You've got Chauncey Bowens and you've got Josh McCray. They're big-bodied backs that can bang between the tackles. And then you've got Nate Frazier, a small, undersized speed back with no speed. So you put Nate Frazier in the game and run up the middle. It makes no fucking sense. Stockton back to throw, scrambles to the right, looking downfield, throws out of bounds, just throwing it away. 2nd down coming up. There's a flag on the play. Defensive holding on Kentucky. Got to have more trust in Stockton's arm. Wide receiver screens aren't cutting it. Lou, do you see Vandy being an issue for Bama? Oh, no, yeah, we read that. I understand y'all's complaints about the wide receiver screens, but they're not going to stop. It's got nothing to do with who the quarterback is or who the coordinator is. I'm watching 3 games, that's 6 teams. They have all ran that same play at least 4 times already, and it's only the 2nd quarter. Every team in the country runs that play 10 times a game. Every fan hates it. Gunner Stockton just threw an interception in a double coverage. Not a good decision and not a good throw. So it's got nothing to do with trust in Gunner or trust in Gunner's arm or I don't know why. Every team in the country runs that play 10 times a game. But there's your trust in Gunner's arm you were just looking for. And he threw it into double coverage. Right down the... What does he see there? He must not have seen that safety. I mean, if he saw that safety and still threw it, then he's mentally retarded. He must not have seen that safety there. But there's your trust you wanted in Gunner Stockton. Sure would be nice to have Carson Beck back in the fold, wouldn't it? Okay, I retract my previous statement. Yeah. As a Gator fan, I'm just tired of seeing Florida run a damn high school offense. Now, Florida, the problem is the play caller. Well, it's one of the problems. They got a lot of problems, but the play caller is one of the problems at Florida. Kentucky in the pocket, nowhere to go. Barely sack him. I'm not lying, y'all. That quarterback was in the pocket for 12 or 13 seconds before we sacked him. Yeah, you know how sad that is? You know how sad that is? That look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 seconds. Took 10 seconds to get to the quarterback. Empty backfield on 2nd and 11 now. They're on their own 27. Throw behind the line of scrimmage, one of those screen passes that we were just talking about that everybody hates. That's about the 5th time Kentucky's done it. Georgia's done it 4 or 5 times. Clemson did it on the first play of the game. Wisconsin and Michigan have all done it. Every team in the country does that 10 or 15 times a game. Every fan base hates it, and every fan base thinks their team is the only team that does it. Clemson just scored again. 28-3 now. They're all over North Carolina. Dave Portnoy had his mouth full of shit talking about how Michigan would win the SEC and they're in a dogfight with Wisconsin. Get him off TV. Well, that's his job. I mean, that's why he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. It's called sequencing. Yeah, I'm not trying to hear the excuses from Kirby Smart about sequencing or how affecting the quarterback is more important than sacking the quarterback. So it doesn't mean anything that we're dead last in the country in sacks. That's not what's important. Yes, that is important, Kirby. You fucking retard. You know what the best way to affect the quarterback is? Fucking sack him. That's the best way, bud. And we can't do that. Save our life. Michigan on 1st and 10. Throws a pass. Looks like the running back out of the backfield, gain of about 7. Kentucky's going to have to punt it away here on 4th and 9. Georgia comes after the punt, doesn't get it, but then runs into the punter for good measure. At least I thought they did. I thought they ran into the punter, but I guess they didn't. Woo, can I get a nah, you shut up? My wife just tried to reprimand me for watching LouTube in my daughter's volleyball game. Hey, lady, can you let this man watch college football? There's like 15 days a year that we have devoted to college football. Can you give this man a break and let him watch college football? What in the world? What? Daughter's volleyball game? I'm pretty sure she's got other volleyball games he can go to. Lay off my man here. Guys don't ask for a lot. Okay? Leave this man alone and let him watch college football. And let him watch LouTube.
No, lady, how about you shut the f*** up? I'm doing LouTube, bitch!
And that's the last time I'm going to ask nicely. Okay? Don't make no sense. You got like 7 or 8 months out of the year you can go to the fucking farmer's market. You want me to go to the farmer's market on a Saturday in October? No. No, sorry. No. Can't we go to the farmer's market on a Saturday in May or something? No. Who has Georgia played, Woo? Austin P, Marshall, Tennessee, Alabama, and Kentucky. Yeah. Do you have any wrapping paper left? No. No. Unfortunately, I don't. Yeah. Fortunately, I don't. Tough schedule there. Yeah, 2 top 10 teams. Half, so 2 top 10 teams, yeah. Don't worry, Auburn, man. Georgia's schedule's about to get a lot easier. We play Auburn next week. It don't get no easier than that. Thank you for the comment, Auburn, man. It reminded me how shitty y'all are. But it's in CASHAPP. I don't think it matters if it's on the moon, to be honest with you. Auburn's so fucking bad, it doesn't matter. Auburn's so bad, if Auburn gets any worse, they'll be worse than their fans. 1st and 10, Georgia. Pass complete behind the line of scrimmage to give y'all something to complain about. The Zachariah Branch gain of 4. I'm telling you, y'all can complain about that play till you're blue in the face. Every team in the country runs it 10, 15, 20 times a game. I don't like it either, but all the offensive coordinators on the planet had a secret meeting 4 years ago, and for whatever reason, they all agreed that they would run that play 15 times a game, and they're all keeping their word. 2nd and 6 now for Georgia on their own 23. Lawson Lucky in motion. They're going to hand the ball off to Chauncey Bowens. Spin move, breaks a tackle, picks up a first down gain of about 8. He's the best running back on the team, coach, not Nate Frazier. Chauncey Bowens is so much better than Nate Frazier, I can't even describe it to you. So I don't know. Whatever NIL money we're paying Nate Frazier, just write it off on your taxes as a loss and put him on the bench because Bowens is better, McCray is better. I've seen enough of the Nate Frazier experiment. It's not working, bud. 1st and 10. Play action. Gunner all day in the pocket. Throws over the middle. Incomplete. Should have been caught. Hit Zachariah Branch right in the numbers. Dropped it. Unacceptable. Z. Payton says, I really like Bowens. Yeah, I do too. He's got power, but he's got some moves, too. He'll put a juke on you. Spin move he pulled just a minute ago. Stiff arm he showed earlier. You got to catch that, Woozy. $2 million a year, you can't catch. $2 million for him, he can't catch. $2 million for Noah Thomas, he can't even get on the field. There's Nate Frazier for no reason. Did he fumble? No. Gained 5 yards. No, I also noticed they put Nate Frazier in and ran it up the middle again for no reason. And then they take him out. Look at this rotation here. Play one play, come out. Zachariah Branch, one play, come out. Colby Young, play one play, come out. It's unbelievable. Somebody is better than somebody else. Decide who that person is and leave them in the fucking game for more than one goddamn play. 3rd and 5. Back to throw. Complete along the sideline. Dylan Bell. Dylan Bell's the only wide receiver we have that wants to play today. He's the only one. The least talented of the bunch. I don't even mean that in a bad way. Dylan Bell goes out there and gives it his all every single fucking time. Now, he doesn't have the most talent in the world, but he tries extra fucking hard. These other woozies are out here just counting NIL money. Gunner under center on 1st and 10. Georgia on their own 42. Toss sweep to Bowens. No blocking. And he gets tackled by an offensive lineman. Yes, an offensive lineman for a loss of 4 yards. Now that's the Nate Frazier play. See, this shit don't make no sense. That's a toss sweep to Nate Frazier. Let him get to the sideline. Yeah, but no. You run that to Chauncey Bowens. Then you put Nate Frazier in the game and run up the middle. I don't know what the fuck we're doing. I don't know what the fuck we're doing. I got to be honest with you here. I honestly have no fucking idea. Gunner Stockton throws to nobody, to literally nobody. I mean, there was nobody anywhere near. There was nobody anywhere near there. And another offensive lineman is getting wheeled off to the fucking hospital. That's Michael Morris. Jesus Christ. Third and 13. Gunner Stockton running for his life because whoever we put in the game just now doesn't know what he's doing. Gunner Stockton tries to throw another interception, but it falls incomplete. He threw into, I don't even know what 5 people covering a guy is called. Single coverage, double coverage, triple coverage, quadruple coverage. What is 5? Whatever 5 is. And there was pass interference on Georgia on top of that. How do you commit pass interference and you're still covered by 5 people? That was a terrible series right there. They did everything wrong there. They did everything wrong that time. Kentucky was smart. Georgia substituted an offensive lineman, and they sent a blitz right at that offensive lineman, and he, of course, couldn't make the block. Gunner was running for his life, threw it to 5 Kentucky players, and none of them caught it. And now we punted into the end zone for good measure. No, takes a good Georgia bounce and goes out of bounds at the 1. The punter's our best player. Our punter's our best player. I'm not even joking. Preseason All-American. He's our best player, and he's coming off of an injury. That's amazing. How much NIL money are we paying Brett Thorson? Can we take whatever money we're giving Noah Thomas and Elo Mendoza and just give it to Brett Thorson? NIL contracts should expire in week 6, and they should have to be renegotiated. And if you're complete dog shit, you just don't get any. Noah Thomas, Elo Mendoza, number 11, Nate Frazier, every player on the defense. You no longer get any NIL money. NIL money, this is my problem with NIL money. It's not earned. NIL money is not earned. NIL money is given to somebody so they'll come to your team. It's not earned money. I'll give you $1 million if you wear a Georgia helmet. Okay. Do I have to be any good? Nope. Nope. You just have to enroll here, pretend to go to class, and show up at practice a few times a week and game day on Saturday. And I give you $1 million. And I don't have to be any good at all? Nope. If you're a wide receiver, you don't even have to know how to catch the ball. Hey, hell, this is a great deal. Sign me up. I don't know how to catch. Can I get an NIL deal from Georgia? I'd love that. 5 people covering is called a Diddy party. Michigan needs to fix their shit quick, fast, and in a hurry, or even sooner if possible. Justice Haynes is good. Why is it so hard? Hand the ball off to him. Yeah, I don't know. They're driving a struggle bus, too. Every time I get mad at Georgia, I just look at the Michigan score, and it makes me feel better. Auburn's the new Vandy of the SEC, and Bama still struggles with them. Auburn's always been Vandy, though, is the thing. You know, Auburn and Vandy are tied all time. The Auburn and Vandy all-time series record is tied. So Auburn is Vandy. They're not the new Vandy. They've always been Vandy. Will John Mateer play against South Carolina in 2 weeks? Well, I don't know. Let's wait and see if he plays against Texas before that. Let's throw bones. Is that code for type? Is this your definition of throwing bones? Type. Vandy leads the series against Clemson. The problem I have with NIL is the people who's getting these multi-million-dollar NIL deals are still getting the full ride scholarships. I don't care about that. I don't care whether I'm not one of these people that says they should get a scholarship and that's it. They already get a scholarship. I don't care about that. I care about you're getting paid, but you're not worth a shit. That's what I get. That's what I care about. Take their scholarship, too, if you want. That's what I used to say. When a guy would drop the ball, I would say, revoke his scholarship. That's what I used to say. But now they get paid, so take the money away. But, of course, you can't do that. Kentucky up the middle on first down from the 1, gains about a yard. It's going to be 2nd and 9. Clemson's still up 28-3. Wow, look at this Cincinnati game. 24-7, Cincinnati up on Iowa State. We're going to hit that bet, it looks like. We had Cincinnati -1. We've got Clemson -14. That looks good. Georgia -20. We're going to have to sweat that in the second half. And the comment section had Michigan -10 in the first half. That does not look good at this point. Looks like the comment section might be down bad when it comes to their pick today. On 3rd and 1, Michigan might have been stopped short of that first down. It's going to be close. Kentucky keeps it on the ground on 2nd down and picks up a couple of yards out to the 5. It's going to be 3rd and about 6 now for Kentucky. Michigan needs to fix it. Okay, Georgia usually has a slow start for 2 quarters. Yeah, wasn't the case today, though. They scored on their first 2 possessions. They were up 14-0. But normally, yeah. Georgia hasn't had a lead at halftime in 8 straight Power 4 games. The last time Georgia had the lead at halftime against a Power 4 opponent was on the road at Texas last year. Kentucky throws one of those wide receiver screens that y'all think your team is the only team that runs. Gain of 2, and they're going to have to punt the ball on 4th down from their own end zone. They had a good first quarter. That's why Saban retired. I'm retarded. I voted Michigan -17 as the best bet. 5-star dummy. Why are we hiding people again? JC27, you've got about 10 seconds to unhide the person you just hid. I'm gonna start taking y'all's wrenches away. Zachariah Branch had an amazing punt return that's going to get called back for a hold. Who you'd like more, Auburn or Nico? I don't understand the question. Who do I like more? Well, I don't know what you mean by like. I don't know. I don't understand that question. How can you accidentally hide someone? Sometimes it happens because the phone's in somebody's pocket. Sometimes they hit the wrong button. I don't know. But it's fucking annoying because the only way to unhide somebody is to click on their name and then unhide them. But so then I got to scroll through the comments section and find that person's name. It's aggravating. So I'm just going to end up taking people's wrenches away. Michigan's going to attempt a 40-yard field goal here with 5:48 to go in the first half. The field goal is good. Michigan takes a 10-7 lead. All right, Georgia with the ball and a touchdown lead, 14-7 over Kentucky. 3rd and 1. They're on the Kentucky 31-yard line. Who's the running back now? Is that McCray? Snap. Play action. What are we doing? All right, here's the deal. Gunnar Stockton needs to start having 100 yards rushing a game, or I'm on the Ryan Puglisi train. We're halfway through the season. I haven't said a fucking word about the quarterback situation or Gunnar Stockton. I've done what y'all wanted me to do and all that shit, okay? He either needs to start running for 100 yards a game, or I'm ready to see Ryan Puglisi, okay? What in the fuck, man? What in the fuck? One throw out of 10 can't be good. You got to be better than that. Hand off to Chauncey Bowens. He might be our best player, gain of about 4 or 5. Chauncey Bowens might be the best player on the team. And I mean, I ain't saying much, but Georgia needs to stop mistreating Uncle Lou. Look at that run. Chauncey Bowens is a fucking beast. Now watch, they're going to take him out and put Nate Frazier in. There he goes. Chauncey Bowens out of the game. Now who they put in? Please tell me it wasn't Nate Frazier or Cash Jones. Chauncey Bowens is the best player on the team. 2 great runs. Better take him out. He's probably wore out. He just ran the ball twice for 10 yards. Better take him out of the game. Josh McCray in the game now. Pistol formation. 1st and goal from the 7. A handoff. Breaks a tackle inside the 5 down to the 2. Those are the 2 best running backs. 2 running backs is enough. We don't need to play 8 running backs a game just so we can say, hey, Nate Frazier didn't fumble it that time. That's a miracle. No, just stick with the 2 that actually want to play. You know? 2nd and goal now for Georgia. Under 3 minutes to go in the first half. 14-7 is the score. Now here comes Nate Frazier. They're gonna let the running backs do all the work and then let Nate Frazier score. No, Dylan Bell on a jet sweep. All right, I don't have a problem with that. Dylan Bell's had a good game too. He's the only wide receiver that actually tries. So I'm okay with giving Dylan Bell the touchdown there. All right, 20-7. We can breathe and relax a little bit here. Now, Georgia's going to go to halftime with a lead for the first time since on the road at Texas last year. Who gets the ball in the second half? Georgia. No, Kentucky. Kentucky gets the ball to start the third quarter. Big Ten better than the SEC. It was last year, yeah. I have to wait to the end of the year to see who's better this year, but the Big Ten was better last year, yeah. Now, last year was the first time in about 25 years that's been the case, but yeah, the Big Ten was better last year. Playing like this, they won't have the lead against Oklahoma, Texas, Bama, etc. Kentucky punter's the best player on the team. Why are Georgia fans acting like they just won the Natty for beating Kentucky? I haven't seen that. Is his throwing hand banged up? Who? SEC way better overall this year. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say that 5 or 6 weeks into the season. I don't know. Just means Kentucky isn't a Power 4 team. Well, they are technically. They're like Oklahoma State. It technically is, you know. SEC has legit 10 teams that can beat you any given week. Iowa State going out sad. Yeah, that was a weird line. That was this week's Kansas State deal. Last week, Kansas State, who had only won one game, was a 5.5-point favorite over Central Florida, who was 3-1, and the line didn't make any sense. So I bet Kansas State. I said Vegas knows something. I don't know what they know, but they know something. So I took Kansas State. Kansas State blew them out. This week it was the Iowa State-Cincinnati game. Iowa State's undefeated. Cincinnati's 3-1 and hadn't looked very good, and yet somehow Iowa State was an underdog. Like Cincinnati was favored by 1, and I'm like, what? That line doesn't make any sense at all. So I bet Cincinnati -1, and they're blowing them out. And the Clemson bet's the other one that's looking good. We've got Clemson -14. They're up, 24-7? It's a commercial. Yeah, Clemson's up 24-7. Georgia's up 21-7. Michigan and Wisconsin's the only good game, really. Or the only close game. Yeah, I took Georgia -20. I took Georgia -20. The bookie almost always knows. Lou, who do you like, Bama versus Vandy? I think Bama wins. Uncle Lou would make a great Trump White House press secretary. I will say one thing. Michigan has a good run defense, but their secondary is kind of terrible. UJ most likely won't cover. Yeah, I don't know. If they're up 21-7 at halftime, they might cover this one. They haven't covered all year, though, Georgia. Georgia hasn't covered the spread. Georgia's 0-4 against the spread this year. The secondary is young, but still no excuse. Talking about Michigan, I think, right? National champion is coming from the Big Ten or the ACC this year. Bold prediction there. You're literally picking half the teams in the country. That's way to narrow it down, bud. It would be funny if Texas loses to Florida. Whoever loses to Florida next, it's going to be hilarious. Yeah. Florida's lost so many games now where it's not even funny when they lose. It's going to actually be funny if they win. Funny for the team that they lose to, or that they beat. I mean, Wisconsin's going to punt it away with 3.5 minutes to go. We need Michigan to score a touchdown here, y'all, because the comment section, the comment section bet today is Michigan minus 10 in the first half. And right now they're only up 3. So if they go down and score a touchdown, we would at least get a push instead of a loss. Kentucky with the ball, 2:45 to go, 21-7. They're down to Georgia. They're on their own 35. Shotgun for Boley. Snap, jet sweep. Trying to get to the edge, turns the corner and pushed out of bounds after a gain of 5 or 6 yards. Good looking play that time for Kentucky. Is Noah Thomas in another country, or did it say? Yeah, I don't know. You paid a guy $2 million a year, and he can't even get on the field. I mean, I don't understand. You go get him out of the portal, he can't even get on the field. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. A handoff for Kentucky is going to pick up the first down across the 45 to the 47. Going to Tennessee, Arkansas next week. Georgia's got a defensive lineman down now. Looks like Jordan Hall. 44. 2nd and 8 for Michigan. We need them to score. Terrible throw by Bryce Underwear. Nowhere. That's another thing I can do to make myself. Every time I'm down on about Gunnar Stockton, I can just look over at Bryce Underwear. He's fucking horrible. Fucking O-line injuries. Well, that was defensive line there. I don't see Miami losing this year. Well, that's the thing with Miami. That's when they lose. is when nobody sees it coming, like last year to Georgia Tech or Syracuse. Like this game tonight is that Miami's been winning these types of games for a few years now, the big games. And then they lose to fucking Pitt for no reason in November, or Syracuse or something. Miami will be lucky to win tonight. Miami is lucky they don't play the Nerds this year. Yeah, Georgia Tech's had their number lately. Now, I do think Miami is better this year than they have been in years past. They're a more complete team. Last year, I don't think their offense this year is as good as their offense last year, but it's still a good offense. But their defense is way better than last. They're a more complete team this year than they were last year, I think. So I think that makes them better overall this year than they were last year. This is a trap game for Miami. What? Bro. No. This is the game for Miami. The trap game for Miami would have been last week, but they were off last week. Iowa State's getting pushed around the field. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Vegas knew something because Cincinnati was a 1-point favorite in that one for no reason. Didn't Michigan go 7-6 last year? No, they didn't. Last week was a trap game for Georgia. What? Okay. Last week was a trap game for Florida State. What's the promo code for the sleeper app? The one that's on the screen. Hold on, let me read it. Lou, L-O-U. I bet Iowa State, and I think I need to send my Princeton degree back. Yeah, Iowa State was one of the dumbest bets anybody could have made this week because it's one of those, something doesn't look right. It's like last week when Kansas State was favored by 5 over Central Florida, and you're like, what? Why is Kansas State, who can't win a game, favored over Central Florida? And then you go, oh, Vegas knows something. Okay. Kansas State -5. Winner. This week, why in the fuck is Cincinnati a 1-point favorite over Iowa State? This don't make no sense. Oh, Vegas knows something. Okay, yeah. Cincinnati -1. Second and 6, Kentucky picks up 4 or 5 yards. Coming up on a minute to go now in the first half. 21-7 is the score. Let's see if Georgia can stop Kentucky here at the end of the first half. Probably not would be my guess, but we'll see. Stranger things have happened. Stranger things have happened. Pistol formation for Kentucky. They're on the Georgia 43. It's 3rd and 1. They're taking a lot of time here. A lot of time is ticking off the clock. Golly, they're still moving people around. They've wasted 25 seconds here. And now they have to call a timeout after wasting 25, 30 seconds. That was weird. They could have used that timeout 30 seconds ago, but they didn't. It was especially suspicious because Iowa State opened as a 2-point favorite. Then it immediately flipped less than 6 hours after it opened. 1st and 10 for Wisconsin. Back to throw. Down the middle. No, on an out route. Caught. Good-looking throw and catch. First down, Wisconsin at their own 45. Michigan's up 10-7 under 2 minutes to go in the first half of that one. Extra shots was timed out by Jay Shipes for 300 seconds. For what? Oh, spamming. Yeah, don't spam the chat. Don't type the same thing over and over again. If you type something one time and nobody responds, think of something more clever to type the second time. Typing the same uninteresting thing over and over again isn't going to yield a different result. Stop spamming. All right, 3rd and 1 for Kentucky. Motion. Snap. Jet sweep. First down inside the 40 to the 37. 1st and 10, Kentucky with 42 seconds to go in the first half. Big dummies today. Some people have said the atmosphere at the stadium is almost dead at UGA. The best game today is North Texas versus South Florida. That is going to be a good game. That might be a playoff elimination game. Second and 5, Kentucky converts the first down to the 20. 28 seconds to go now. Back to throw. Caught inside the 10 at the 8. 1st and goal. 1st and goal, Kentucky with 15 seconds to go. Is the Clemson game at halftime? 2 minutes to go. Clemson, oh, goddamn, they just scored again. Clemson's up 35-3 on the road at North Carolina. 2 minutes to go until halftime of that one. Wisconsin punched the ball to Michigan. There's only 24 seconds to go in the half, and Michigan's got the ball at their own 5-yard line, so they might as well just take a knee. They can't do shit. There ain't nothing they can do there. What are they reviewing? Oh, yeah, I don't know what's a catch and what's not anymore, so I have no idea if they're going to call that a catch or not. I have no clue. What are you doing, Burgle? I don't know, Burg. Ain't y'all being a good girl? You still are being a good girl back there. Yeah, I like y'all be a good girl, Burg. Check on that Burgle. some Michigan no-name receiver that's not any good just dropped a wide open pass. If he gets any worse, he might transfer to Georgia. Incomplete pass they called on the Kentucky man. So instead of 1st and goal inside the 10, it's going to be 2nd down back around the 20 or 25. Bad call by the refs. I don't even know anymore. I don't know what's a catch and what's not anymore. I mean, he caught the ball, got a foot down in bounds, but then dropped it when he hit the ground. So I can't agree or disagree. When it comes to targeting and catches, I've got no idea what targeting is anymore, and I've got no idea what a catch is anymore. 15 seconds, Kentucky on the Georgia 20. Back to throw. Looking right, throws right, caught. And that they are not going to have to review that. 1st and goal at the 8. I don't know why they're not using a timeout. Instead, they spiked the ball with 8 seconds to go, maybe 9. They might put a second back on there. All right, I had to turn the fan on. Second and goal for Kentucky. They're on the 8. And now Georgia's going to take a timeout. Kentucky got robbed with the refs overturn. Yeah, I can't even argue with you because I don't know. I have no idea. Where's the cat? I don't know. She's either in the living room or under the bed. Still 31-7, Cincinnati up over Iowa State. 2nd and goal now for Kentucky. They're on the Georgia 8. 8 seconds to go. They do have a timeout left, so probably just another couple of plays, though, before they have to kick a field goal. Snap. No pressure. Throws out of the back of the end zone, incomplete. So 2 seconds, they'll have to kick a field goal. They'll have to kick a field goal now. All right, this will be a short little extra point style field goal here. About a 25-yarder from the middle of the field. It don't get no easier than this. And he missed it anyway. Holy shit, he just pulled it to the left. Wow. Well, take his NIL money too. That's hard to understand that because that's not even a pressure kick. Like there's no pressure here. You're Kentucky. This isn't a big game. It's the second quarter. You're literally in the middle of the field, kicking from the 15-yard line, and you can't make it. You should have your NIL money revoked for that. That's bad. That's bad. That's real bad. All right, y'all. I'm going to take about a 10-minute break. I'm going to do a halftime video, get it uploaded to the channel, and I'll be back at the start of the third quarter. How about that? Catch me outside. How about that? All right, we're back. Second half just underway in Athens. Kentucky will get the ball first. They drove right down the field at the end of the first half before missing a 25-yard field goal. So the score to start the second half, Georgia 21, Kentucky 7. This is the first time Georgia has had a lead at halftime over a Power 4 opponent in its last 8 games against a Power 4 opponent. You got to go all the way back to Georgia's game on the road at Texas last year, the last time Georgia had a halftime lead over a Power 4 opponent. I am LouTube. I am the real Lou. No, you're not. Come back tomorrow for the Your Season is Over video. Find somebody else to impersonate. Stop impersonating me. I'm not even sure why you would want to do that. I've got a list of problems a mile fucking long, buddy. You wouldn't want to impersonate me. All right, 2nd and 7 for Kentucky now. Let's see what they can do. They're going to hand it off. Cuts it up inside. Spin move, and looks like they're going to have a first down. Nope, a little short, I guess. 3rd and short coming up for Kentucky. First possession of the second half here, 21-7. Michigan and Wisconsin also underway in the second half. 10-7 your score there. Michigan on top. Third and 1. Kentucky in a shotgun. Snap, toss, sweep to the wide side of the field. And they're going to pick up the first down to the 38, 39-yard line, gain of about 3. 1st and 10, Kentucky. Second half defense will look better. That was the case last week. We'll see what happens today. Michigan with the ball, looking at a 3rd and 9 here. They're in the red zone on the Wisconsin 28. Bryce Underwear in a shotgun, back to throw. Looks like he wants to run. Instead, he throws complete and then fumbled, but recovered by Michigan. That was a weird-looking play. Results in a first down, though. Kentucky, did they fumble the ball? Yeah, I think Kentucky did fumble, but they recovered it. A loss on the play, though. No, Georgia came away with it. Anyway, they're going to let Kentucky keep the ball here. This quarterback for Kentucky is big mad about something, yelling at the offensive line. Are they going to review it now, I guess? The ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by Kentucky. All right, yeah, it is a fumble. This would be like the first turnover Georgia's defense has gotten in a while, it feels like. Bryce Underwear throws it into the end zone to the middle of nowhere for no reason. Incomplete, 4th and goal. They'll have to kick another field goal. Michigan will. UGA is challenging the play, so they'll lose a timeout if they don't overturn the call, I think is how that works, right? Is that what they're doing now with the challenges? Complete joke. Michigan is ranked over Notre Dame. Well, Michigan just missed a field goal. What is going on with the field goal kickers this year, y'all? A lot of bad field goal kicking this year, isn't it? Michigan just missed a short field goal. Nothing wrong with the snapper to hold. He just missed it. Your life is on the line. Tennessee kicker or Kentucky kicker? Oh. I'm going to have to admit, I don't know how good either one of those kickers are or aren't. I've obviously seen each of those kickers miss a field goal, the Tennessee one and the Kentucky one, but I don't know in general which one is better. I have to admit to you that I don't study like field goal kicking stats and shit. When I'm watching a game and I want to know about that team's field goal kicker, I ask their fans that are in the chat. I couldn't tell you much about the field goal kickers across the country. I'll just be honest with you there. The call's overturned. It's going to be Georgia ball. That could be a big play. That play there and the missed field goal at the end of the first half could be big if you bet on this game. I've got Georgia minus 20, so I need all the missed Kentucky points and extra Georgia possessions that I can get. Lou, quick shout out. Love your channel, man. What's up, Ty Mai? Good to see you in here, buddy. As far as the comment earlier about Notre Dame being ranked behind Michigan, don't start 0-2, bud. I mean, you got to win games. I mean, I know that's like people forget that matters because they want to talk about hypotheticals and this team's strength of schedule. You got to win your fucking games. And Notre Dame hasn't done enough of that yet this year. Georgia keeps it on the ground, and they're going to be eaten alive in the backfield for a loss, 3-4 yards. I mean, never had a chance. There was 2 or 3 Kentucky defenders in the backfield before he even got the ball there. Chicken wings and French fries coming up this afternoon. No, Kentucky can't fire Mark Stoops. They can't afford it. He'll be there next year. Gunner back to throw on 2nd and 13. Caught over the middle. Rare tight end sighting. Oscar Delp. Look at his speed. All right. Don't call me retarded, but hear me out. Georgia's tight ends have been on a milk carton. When he caught that might be his first catch of the year now that I'm sitting here thinking about it. When he caught that ball and turned around, images of Brock Bowers were dancing in my mind. He's not Brock Bowers. He'll never be Brock Bowers. He's not as good as Brock Bowers. But that looked like something I saw Brock Bowers do 100 times. And our tight ends have been non-existent so far this year. But that did remind me of the good old days. 1st and goal, Dogs on the 5. Referees are going to stop the clock. We must need a commercial break. Yeah. Good to see the tight ends getting involved. They've been missing in action this season. Play action pass for Wisconsin. Incomplete, out of bounds. It's going to be 3rd and 9 for the Badgers. They're still down 10-7 on the road at Michigan. What seasoning? On the chicken wings, I do a mix of lemon pepper and buffalo sauce. It's a dry rub lemon pepper sauce tossed in mild barbecue sauce. Yeah, Brock would have scored there. Yeah. Yeah, those are the best wings I've ever had. If you like lemon pepper wings and you like traditional buffalo wings, go to your favorite wing spot and ask them if they can do a combination. A lot of times it's not on the menu, but it's a very popular customer request. So, like, if you ask them about it, they'll know what you're talking about. But it's a dry lemon pepper rub, and then they toss it in mild buffalo sauce at the end. It's really, really good. You obviously have to like lemon pepper wings and traditional buffalo sauce, but I don't like jerk flavoring at all. Garlic Parmesan. I know that's a popular one too. I don't really like garlic Parmesan wings. My son loves them. My son loves garlic Parmesan wings. I don't really like them. Flats or drums, I don't care either way. I know that's a thing too. You can request all flats or all drums or whatever. It doesn't matter to me, so I don't request one or the other. Where do I get my wings from? There's A-Town Wings is the name of the place. I mean, I'll eat them other places, but my favorite is A-Town Wings. Retro KG, I'm sorry, I missed this super chat earlier. I hope you're still in here. I apologize. This was from the first half, but am just now seeing it. Don't forget to check out Ryan Silverfield's Memphis Tigers today. Have a good morning in that. Yeah, fuck Memphis. I hope Memphis makes the playoffs and plays Georgia. Well, hell, I hope Georgia makes the playoffs. I don't know. First and goal, Georgia keeps it on the ground with Chauncey Bowens, and they're probably going to have to take him out of the game now because he played one play. No, they left him in. Good. Give him the ball again, coach. Let him score. There you go. Nope, not going to get it that time. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Third and goal from the 2. I guess they're looking for a reason to make me mad. They're going to get down here first and goal from the 5 and not be able to score, I guess is what's going to happen here. I've seen this a bunch of times, too. A reverse, Dylan Bell's going to walk into the end zone. There you go. Dylan Bell's second touchdown today. 28-7 is going to be the score now. 28-7. North Carolina with the ball down 35-3. Third quarter just underway. Pass complete. Looks like first down. Gain of about 11. Michigan with the ball now. Second and 13. They're still up 10-7. Struggling against Wisconsin. Screen pass to a tight end. Leaps a man up close to the 45. It's going to be third and about 3 now for Michigan. 7.5 minutes to go in the third quarter of that one. The extra point was good in Athens. Georgia 28, Kentucky 7. Another touchdown run from Dylan Bell that time. Had to tune in to see you, Lou. Yeah, good idea. Good idea. I'm what you call easy on the eyes. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a good-looking individual here. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. I don't blame you one bit. You're only human. You're only human. Pay Lou. Yeah, the Pay Lou movement is going great for the noon games. But look, I've been gambling a long time. I know what this means. This means I'm going to lose all the 3:30 games because I'm hitting all the noon games. I'm 3 for 3 on the noon games. Well, 3-1 because I did the comment section bet, and y'all were wrong on your Michigan bet. But the bets I made on my own, 3-0. Clemson minus 14, Georgia minus 20, and Cincinnati minus 1. Kentucky going for a deep one here. Just overthrown, though. Why did Law leave Bama? I don't know who that is. Yeah, Boston College is getting destroyed by Pitt. Lou, can I get a shout out? Shout out to Jake Wicklum, an amazing individual. Probably pays his taxes and votes Republican, too. Just an all-around winner. Oh, Kendrick Law, the transfer from used to be at Bama. Yeah, okay. All right, 3rd and 10 now for Kentucky. 28-7 is the score. Good guys on top. Boley in a shotgun. 3 wide to the bottom. Snap. Rolls right. Looks downfield. Throws complete for a first down. All the way up at the 41. Is that fucking Ellis Robinson again? Boy, Ellis Robinson is a bust, y'all. Is that Ellis Robinson again? Is he number 1? He can't cover anybody. Is Ellis Robinson number 1? He's terrible. Number 1 cornerback in the country coming out of high school 2 years ago, and the guy is absolute dog shit. $9:20 to go. 2nd and 8 for Kentucky. Pass incomplete. A laser beam over the middle. Receiver couldn't pull it in. Well, he's young, but he's been there 2 years, and he's not any good at all. He's a 5-star and the number 1 rated corner prospect coming out of high school. He should be able to cover a Kentucky receiver, and he can't. 3rd and 8 coming up for Kentucky. 4 wide. 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom. Boley in a shotgun. 9:16 to go in the 3rd. Motion. Snap. Back to throw. Looking, scrambling. Under pressure. Gets rid of it. Incomplete, out of bounds. 4th and 8. Kentucky will have to kick it away. Jacob says, fire Stoops and bring on Summerall. One can dream. I just, because of revenue share and I don't think Kentucky's going to pay $38 million to get rid of Stoops. I agree that he's kind of run his course there, and it's probably time for them to go in a different direction, but they're probably going to have to keep him for another year or two. 850 Matthew says, who's better, Julian Super Saiyan or Bryce Underwear? Well, Julian Saiyan, but Julian Saiyan's been in college for 2 years, so he's got a head start on Bryce Underwear. But he's definitely better right now. There's no question about it. But Ohio State always has a better quarterback than Michigan, and it doesn't seem to matter when they play. Michigan beats them every single time like it's their job. Can't wait for the Buckeyes to lose, then use every excuse imaginable for why they lost instead of blaming themselves. Well, whenever they lose, they will make excuses as far as to why. It'll be the weather or an injured player, or the game was played below the Mason-Dixon line instead of above it, or the hash marks weren't narrow enough. What happened to Mark Sanchez? I have no idea. I haven't heard that name in a long time. Something happened to him? Penn State Man says, thank you for the super chat, Penn State Man. He says, I can't wait to see 5-time Heisman winner and All-American Bo Jackson tonight. Why they are obsessed with him when they have Jeremiah Smith. I'd die to have one of their 5 superstar wide receivers, yeah. The Ohio State fans' recent infatuation with that freshman running back they have is weird. It smells like the way Tennessee fans talk about Nico, or the way Florida fans talk about Lagway, or the way Tennessee fans now talk about Chris Brazzell, their wide receiver. Like they get in, these fans of teams that can't win anything, they get obsessed with like one good player, and they make it their job to try to convince the rest of the world that that one player is really, really good. I don't know why Ohio State fans would be bothering themselves with that. They're a good team who can win things. They don't need to obsess over one player like that. It's weird. Kyle, thank you for the super chat. He says, Lou, there was a homeless man with dreadlocks and glasses spotted on FSU campus. He had orange and green overalls on. He looked coked out. You know anything about that? Well, I can guarantee you it was a Miami player from 20 or 25 years ago. As far as which one it is, it could be any of a dozen possible choices. But they'll be on the sideline tonight looking homeless as shit. Lou, can I get a happy birthday, please? Happy birthday to Obi Zen. Happy birthday. I hope you got what you wanted and not what you deserved. Because what you want is usually better. In my experience. Still 35-3, Clemson up over North Carolina. The other two games are on a commercial break. Iowa State has come back now. We might have to keep an eye on that. You know what? I'm turning the Clemson game off. Clemson's beating the soul and will to live out of North Carolina. I'm going to turn that game off, and I'm going to put this Iowa State game on. Cincinnati's still winning, but it's 31-21. So it was 31-7. So Iowa State has scored a couple of touchdowns and got back in that game. So let's keep an eye on that one for a little while. See what's going to happen there. Still got Georgia, Kentucky on, and Michigan, Wisconsin over here. But that North Carolina game is not even worth watching anymore. Lou, who abused Tylenol more, FSU fans or Tennessee fans? Right now, it feels like FSU fans right now are eating Tylenol like Tic Tacs. The extra point is good, and it's now 31-22. A 9-point lead for Cincinnati. Evan, thank you for the super chat. He says, Michigan's offense is stinking up the joint, but it's so nice to have Rod Moore back, looking like an on-field coach at safety. Has he been hurt or something? Chauncey's running hard again today. He's our best running back. I really don't think it's close. I like Josh McCray in like 3rd and 1 situations or goal line situations, but I think Chauncey Bowens is clearly the best running back. He's in the game again now. 2nd and 4. They're going to hand him the ball, and he's going to be close to a first down. I think he got it, and he did. 1st and 10, Georgia, gain of 5. Do you guys feel different about Tylenol now, I'm being honest? No, I don't, but I'm not a pregnant woman, nor will I ever be. But even if I was a pregnant woman, first of all, if I was a pregnant woman, I would be extremely careful about everything I did. That's obvious. I mean, but if I was pregnant and I had a pounding headache and I couldn't go to sleep or function, I would take a Tylenol. So they put Nate Frazier in the game and he didn't fumble, so that's a positive. Michigan with a circus catch here if his foot is in bounds. If his foot is in bounds, that's a circus catch there. They're leaving Frazier in the game. I don't know why. Need to take him out. There you go. Yep, get his ass out of there, coach. Kansas State somehow beating Baylor. I'm glad I didn't bet that game. I liked Baylor in that game, and I almost bet them, but I didn't, and it's a good thing. Lou, can you pretend to be pregnant for us? No. What do you want me to do, wake up at 2 in the morning and demand that you bring me a popsicle? Is that what you want me to do? You want me to come over to your house, wake you up at 2:30 in the morning and tell you I'm craving a popsicle? I don't know what do you mean pretend to be pregnant? Did he get his foot down? The Michigan guy? Sports Center catch it a week if he did. They're still looking at it. They called it incomplete on the field. Gunner going deep. Dylan Bell wants to play football. Here's a list of people for Georgia that want to play football. Dylan Bell, Chauncey Bowens, Josh McCray, Zachariah Branch. That's really it. That's it. Georgia's got 4 people that really, really want to play. They need to be in the game at all times until they physically can't do it anymore. First and goal at the 10. Toss sweep to Cash fucking Jones for a giant fucking loss. Here we go with the dumb shit. Here we go with the dumb shit again. Second and goal from the 15 now. Chauncey Bowens back in the game. They'll hand it to him for a 5-yard gain probably. Nope, Gunner's going to throw it to Chauncey Bowens, and there's no blocking at all. Still manages to gain 4 yards. I don't know what in the world that was. Third and goal from right back where they started at the 10. Michigan just scored, y'all. Uh-oh. Rare Michigan touchdown. That gives them a 16-7 lead. The extra point will make it 17. Rod Moore was an all Big Ten safety on the Natty team. Okay. Missed all of last year and the start of this year with a knee injury. False start on Georgia is going to make it 3rd and 90. 3rd and goal from the 90-yard line. Is week 6 down bad? I don't know. I don't even understand the question. There's great games today. I don't know. Are you trying to say week 6 is no good? There's great games today. There's great games on right now, great games on at 3:30, and great games on tonight. I don't know what you're talking about. 3rd and goal from the 90-yard line. Snap. Back to throw. Underneath the Cash, Money Jones. Touchdown. There you go. They threw it to him downfield instead of 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and it actually worked. There is a flag down, though. Uh-oh. This could be holding on Georgia. They were already on the 90-yard line. Is this holding on Georgia? Oh, no. Roughing the passer on Kentucky. I think that penalty gets enforced on the kickoff, but it was a late hit on Gunnar Stockton. I didn't even see the hit, so I don't. Oh, here they go. Show the replay. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Way late. Yeah, that's an obvious call there. And there was no need for that. Hit him way late. Mark Sanchez is now in stable condition after being stabbed last night. What? Well, I mean, thankfully he's okay, but damn, that sucks. Lou said take Kentucky plus 10.5 in the first half. Yeah, I didn't bet it, though. I didn't bet it. Georgia hasn't had a lead at halftime since last year's Texas game until today. $35-7, Georgia on top. 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. What are my afternoon game bets? Remember, I don't give betting advice. I just tell you what my bets are. So we bet them or not, it's up to you. I've got Vandy plus 10.5, Florida plus 7, Texas, Florida over 42, Texas Tech minus 12. Actually, I think the Texas Tech game is tonight. So Texas, Florida over 42, Florida plus 7, Vandy plus 10.5. That's the bets I have. And I'll probably make some more, but that's it for right now. I'm about to turn my UGA gear in and find a better fan base. Good luck. They're all the same, bud. Whatever it is you don't like about the Georgia fan base, you're going to not like about whatever other team you decide to start rooting for. Landon, thank you for the super chat. He says, with Bill Belichick doing this bad his first year, do you think North Carolina might fire him this year? No, they can't afford it. Buyout is $10 million. What? No, he makes $10 million a year. He makes $10 million a year. Todd Monken is never coming back. No, Todd Monken is never coming back. And Todd Monken was 1-2 versus Bama. So, I mean, Todd Monken's not some kind of key to unlocking. I mean, you need to forget the name Todd Monken. Michigan up 17-7. They've got the ball with about 2 minutes to go in the third quarter inside their own 20. Monken didn't like recruiting. It was in Monken's contract at Georgia. All he had to do was recruit one quarterback a year. That's all he had to do. Bill Belichick has a clause in his contract where he can leave and buy himself out. Well, every coach has that. Coaches can quit anytime they want. And then they have to pay the buyout, just like the school pays the buyout when they're fired. That's not something unique to Bill Belichick. Just because a coach is under contract doesn't mean he has to stay there and coach through the end of that contract. They can leave. Coaches leave all the time when they're under contract. They have to pay a buyout to the school when that happens. Whatever happens is always Bobo's fault. Scapegoat for UGA fans. There's Georgia fans who blame Bobo for losing to Alabama last year. We scored 41 points. Way more than Todd Monken ever scored. Thank you for the bread, man. Oh, did you cash in on some of these bets? My ABC channel has frozen up. The other two are working, but the ABC channel that Georgia's on is froze. Lou, will you give me a wrench? Been watching you since 2016. Wrenches are handed out on the Patreon stream. Are you on the Patreon page? Here, click this link right here. Click this link right there. Join the Patreon page. It's $10 a month. You just sent a $10 super chat. Save your super chats and join the Patreon page instead. Instead of $10 super chats all the time, you just pay $10 for the Patreon, and everybody on Patreon gets a wrench. And I'm giving away $1,000 next week on Patreon. So pay $10, sign up for Patreon, and you have a chance to win $1,000. Next Saturday at noon. The Patreon stream next Saturday at noon. $1,000 given away. Yeah, click that link. Join up on the Patreon, Peyton. Patreon stream tonight at 7:30. So come to the Patreon stream tonight at 7:30 and get your wrench. Lou, let me get that $1,000. You'll have a chance to get it. You're over there. Are we going to see Ryan play now? You might get to see him in the fourth quarter. Yeah. Lou, I coerced my mom into joining your Patreon. She loves you. She sounds like a smart lady. Yeah, I like your mom. Kentucky keeps it on the ground, gain of 1 or 2. That's about it. 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. 35-7 is the score. How many members you got now, Lou? I want to know my odds. Being a Patreon subscriber cured my male pattern baldness. Damn. And see, added benefit. That's what you call a fringe benefit. Kentucky back to throw on 2nd and 8, going deep. Georgia's defensive backs are absolute garbage, y'all. Why was that not intercepted? There's 3 defensive backs standing around like the Spider-Man meme, and not a single one of them had any idea where the ball was. I mean, it's an incomplete pass, but throws like that should be intercepted. Yeah, we got no pass rush at all. Yeah, none, especially from the linemen. I do think Georgia has been better against the run this year. It seems like I don't know about that, what the statistics would say, but just watching them, they do seem better against the run, but boy, they can't get to the passer. Here, look, again, all around him, but can't get to him. I mean, it's embarrassingly bad, the pass rush. Yeah, how's that not a sack? You got 4. And this quarterback, I mean, that's not Mike Vick back there playing quarterback for Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? You got to get some of these quarterbacks on the ground. Asher, thank you for the super chat, buddy. He says, for all you not on the Patreon, you're missing out on some amazing streams. It's a lot more closely knitted with Lou in the chat, too. It's amazing. Thank you, Asher. Which membership? There's 4 of them. Any of the either of the $10 ones will get you in, but one of them says phased out or something like that. Let me see. I can't cancel it for reasons I don't want to waste your time explaining, but there's some issues with Patreon. But where is it? I'm confident you can figure it out. 600 other people have, but it's the $10 one. If you just read, it tells you what to do on there. We make every college quarterback look like Vic. Yeah, quarterbacks run. Look, Ty Simpson was running the ball 30 and 40 yards on us last week. I'm like, what in the world? I mean, Ty Simpson's a good quarterback, but he's a pocket passer. 1st and 10 for Georgia after the punt. They're going to keep it on the ground. They pick up about 3. Looks like Chauncey Bowens again with the carry. Let Ryan swing it just once, please. Is he in the game? I hadn't even been paying attention. Yeah, they got Puglisi in the game. Boy, he's got a fucking cannon, too. He throws the ball way better than Gunnar Stockton. Way better. He's not as mobile. He can move around some. He's more mobile than Carson Beck. Less mobile than Gunnar Stockton. But boy, he's got an absolute rocket. 1st and 10. Puglisi in a shotgun. Play action. Pass complete. Wide open. I think that's Elias Williams again. Or is that Sokovie White? No, that's Elias Williams again. True freshman tight end. I'm winning all 4 times. It's a rigged wheel. Good luck. Lou, this Air Force Navy game is wild. Headed for one hell of a finish, says Carolina Juke Poot. That game almost didn't get played because of that shutdown. Gunner's arm isn't bad. It's his eyes. Does Uncle Lou prefer joining the Patreon or YouTube? Patreon. You don't. The only reason I even have the YouTube membership turned on, and if you notice, I don't ever talk about it. The only reason I even have the YouTube membership thing turned on is so I can create custom emojis like this. The only way YouTube will allow you to create custom emojis is to turn on channel memberships. So I turned on channel memberships so I could create custom emojis. But I don't ever talk about channel memberships or anything because YouTube takes half, and I just think they make enough money off of me. YouTube takes half of everything. Half the ad money, half the super chats, half the channel memberships. I don't mind them taking half of the ad revenue because they have to do a lot of work on the back end for all that. But taking half of a super chat and half of a channel membership is retarded. I don't like that. That's too high. And I actually started doing Patreon way before YouTube even had a channel membership option. And I prefer to keep the Patreon. If anything ever happens to YouTube, for example, it goes away, they stop paying people, whatever. There's a million different things that could happen. Who knows? The first thing I would do would be start posting on Patreon because I at least have a base of people over there. Is Patreon not YouTube? No, that's why it's called it's Patreon. It's not YouTube, no. Yeah, just come hang out at the Patreon stream tonight, and everybody gets a wrench over there. So everybody you see with a wrench is on Patreon. Why can't UJ get a sack? They don't have a pass rusher. They went out and got Elo Mendoza from Army for that reason, and apparently he's so good he can't even get on the field. So I don't know. Does Vandy have a chance against Bama? I mean, they have a chance. They're not the Vandy of old, but I'm not picking Vandy to win. I think Bama's going to win, but I think it's too disrespectful to Vandy to say they don't have any chance. I mean, we see weird things happen in college football all the time. We would have said Vandy didn't have a chance last year, and they actually beat them. So, I mean, I would say, yes, Vandy has a chance. It would take a career day from Diego Poverty No, I'm not streaming on TikTok, no. $35-7, Georgia with the ball, and now ABC has gone out again. All right, now it's back on. Pass complete to Elias Williams again, that true freshman tight end, and they're down in the red zone at the 20. That number 10 is going to be a problem for people in the future. He's a true freshman 5-star. I think he was the number 1 tight end in last year's class. We're loading up on tight ends because Brock Bowers was so good. They got all kinds of people in the game. I don't know who they are. Can Noah Thomas get a catch in garbage time? They're going to hand it off to Josh McCray. He's hitting the backfield, going to be dropped for a loss of about 3. Florida pick going to go bad today? Yeah, I got Florida plus 7.5. And the over in that game, too. But, yeah, I mean, you make 20 or 25 picks a week, you're probably going to miss some of them. So, Florida might be one of them. Yeah. UJ got all the woozies in the game now. As long as they don't blow it to the point of not covering 20 points, then I'm okay with keeping the woozies in the game. What's up, Chandler? You like Puglisi better than Stockton? Well, he clearly throws the ball better than Stockton. Now, I don't know enough about what goes on behind the scenes to know things like, how well does he grasp the offense? How does he do things like block checks, run checks, getting in and out of the right play, like sort of the behind-the-scenes stuff of running the offense? I don't know how well he does that kind of stuff. Here he is with his legs low. On 3rd and 9, he gains 8 yards. It's going to be 4th and short. I would prefer they kick the field goal here since I have money on the game. But they're probably going to go for it. It looks like they're going to go for it. 4th and 1, just under 13 minutes to go now. If they hand the ball off to fucking Cash Jones or Nate Frazier on 4th and 1, I'm going to lose my mind. Okay, they got Josh McCray in the game, so this should be a Josh McCray run. Let's see. Snap, hand off to Josh McCray. He's not going to get it. Turnover on downs, God damn it. If that ends up costing me the bet, I'm going to lose my mind. If that ends up costing me my bet, I'm going to lose my mind. Serious question, I'm baffled by UJ defense. What is the issue? Coaching, soft play calling, both? Well, I think they're lacking the elite talent that they used to have at pass rush and secondary, and you need one or the other. If your secondary can't cover very well, you better be able to get to the quarterback. If you can't get to the quarterback, you better be able to cover, and they're not elite at either. That's a problem. I also think C.J. Allen and Raylan Wilson have been disappointing at inside linebacker. I wouldn't call them bad. There's a lot of teams that would still love to have a C.J. Allen and a Raylan Wilson. I think they're NFL players. But neither one of them are Roquan Smith or Nakobe Dean or fill in the blank. Georgia's had 5 or 6 just ridiculously good inside linebackers over the last 10 years, and they're not that. It's more like a small step back in like all 3 levels of the defense, but most notably outside the edge, pass rush, and secondary. Fan of Buffalo Wild Wings. Also glad SC is on a bye. Buffalo Wild Wings is okay. I mean, I'll eat it. It's not bad. I'll eat it. When it comes to chicken wings, I prefer the more hole in the wall looking places. I just think the chicken wings are better. But I mean, I do go to Buffalo Wild Wings. It's not like I won't go there. Just bought the $10 membership. Be there for the stream later. Okay, yeah, awesome. So it's at 3:30, not 7:30. Well, it's been on the screen the whole time. So hopefully everybody has figured it out. The Patreon stream is at 3:30. So what time is it, by the way? Yeah, so I'll end this stream in about 10 minutes probably. And at 3:15 I'll set up the Patreon stream. So what'll happen is when you go to my Patreon page, at the top of the page it'll say Week 6 Patreon stream. Click this link. You click that link, it takes you to the Patreon stream. Now, it's a YouTube stream, but the link is posted on Patreon. Does that make sense? It's an unlisted YouTube stream. So the only way to get to the stream is to click the link, and the only place the link is posted is on Patreon. So when I say Patreon stream, that's what I mean. So it'll say Week 6 Patreon stream. Click the link. It's a YouTube link that you're clicking, but the link is posted on the Patreon page. That makes sense. And then so I don't have to explain that a million times. I just call it the Patreon stream. And everybody kind of knows what it means. Yeah, we got a bunch there's 5 or 6 Wingstops here. So I'll shut this stream down at 3 o'clock, 3:05. And by 3:15, there'll be a link posted on the top of my Patreon page that says Week 6 Patreon stream. You'll click that link, and we'll be back streaming at 3:30 games on Patreon. And then I'll be back on YouTube tonight at 7:30 for Florida State and Miami. Kentucky pass complete behind the line of scrimmage, makes a couple of guys miss, gets ahead for 7 or 8 yards. It's going to be second down now for Kentucky. 35-7 is the score, 28-point lead for the Dogs. Yeah, Wingstop's not bad. I like Wingstop. I don't like their fries that much, but their wings are pretty good. We had a Wild Wing Cafe, and it's better than Buffalo Wild Wings. Wild Wing Cafe is way better than Buffalo Wild Wings, in my opinion. But the Wild Wing Cafe here, the person that owned it turned it into a different restaurant called Doc's Porchside, and it's terrible. I fucking hate it. I wish they would have stayed as Wild Wing Cafe. So all we have here now is the Buffalo Wild Wings, which I will still go to, but it's not my favorite. Yeah, there's a bunch of wing stops here too. Chicken Express. Oh, speaking of food, the ladies here right now with my food. So I'm going to go ahead and end this stream now, y'all. The Georgia game's a blowout. Michigan's going to win. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this stream down. I'll be back on at 3:30 on Patreon for Texas, Florida, and Alabama, Vanderbilt. And then I'll be back on tonight, YouTube, 7:30. So you can all come hang out tonight at 7:30 for Miami and Florida State. But congratulations to everybody's team that's winning. And give me about 10 or 15 minutes, and that link will be posted on Patreon for the 3:30 game.